Hello, guys. If your desire is to move to Canada, either to work, live, or study, then this is the right video for you. So sit back, relax, and watch till the very end.
Nobody, cause we get no worries and we get energy. After the lane, them a follow. After the dance, them a colo. Feeling myself in my condo. The man them tripping, feeling the girl, yeah, now. Me and my guys, we no get time more. 24/7, na good vibes, oh. We dey live like Joe. We dey chop live, oh.
Okay, you would need to enable me. You need to enable me to share. So all you need to do, okay, so all you need to do is come in here. You know, you can even Google it, just search it. If you're not sure, you just go to Google and say CRS calculator. You see how it came up.
Yeah.
You just pull it up. You can see this is cic.gc.ca. That is the Canadian website. That's the Canadian government website. And I'm sure Femi is going to put this in the link, and you can just come in and check. Yeah. So so all you need to do is come here and, you know, pretty much just answer a couple of questions the best you can, and then you can determine from the get-go if, you know, you should even start pursuing this or not. I see some people, you know, try to pursue it, but I already know that they cannot really achieve much in that sense. Yeah, because they're not eligible, right? And it's based on certain things. You can see here, it says that this tool will help you calculate your comprehensive ranking system score based on the answers you provide below. The CRS is a point-based system that we use to assess and score your profile and rank it in the express entry pool. It's used to assess your skills, education, your language ability, your work experience, and other factors. If you ask me, those other factors are very minimal. The main things are these four. And how do you know that? So you just need to come, you know, just come here and answer a few questions. You can go into reading all of this at your spare time, but I'll spare you that time so you can, you know, look for that. Here's the first question. For example, let's assume that I am not married. I've never been married. I'll just say I'm single.
You're single.
Right? Yeah. Let me assume that it's asking me here, choose the best answer.
Okay.
You know, how old are you? I'm going to assume that I am 30 years old. Right? And I'm just going to put 30 years old here. You know, so as you answer these questions, it provides you with, you know, some more information as you go, right? It helps you and asks you certain, you know, information. Okay. So it says here, what is your level of education? Enter the highest level of education for which you earned a Canadian degree, diploma, or certificate. For most people in Nigeria, I can tell you 99% or 95% don't. Or add an educational credential assessment, ECA, if you did not study outside Canada. ECA must be from a privilege. Don't bother yourself too much about that.
Okay.
So the major question here is, what is your level of education? That's the major question here. So you just need to come here and choose whichever, you know, applies to you. So it could be 1 year to you. Yes, it applies to you. So just come in here. You don't have to lie. This is a very, very straightforward tool. So thinking to game it should not even cross your mind
at all.
You know, so that you can be as honest and as, you know, as straightforward with your responses, and be as, in fact, I will tell you 101% of the time, answer the questions directly so that you don't have false hopes, you know, about immigrating.
Okay.
So I'm going to assume that, because I know that a lot of Nigerians just have a bachelor's degree. Yeah. So most men Nigerians have a bachelor's degree on the average.
Okay.
So I'm just going to come here and say bachelor's degree. Here it says 2-year program at university. This could be diploma, you know, like diploma ND, right?
Yeah.
So they used to call it OND, yes. So you can, if you have a OND, put it here. It should fall here. 1 year program at university.
You mean like the 2-year program at university is equivalent to what?
That should be national diploma.
Okay. ND,
now,
Nigeria.
Now, in terms of equivalency, that's another topic on its own.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But this, don't bother yourself about equivalency.
Okay.
If you're looking to immigrate to Canada, just answer these questions as simple as this. Don't go into the details. Yes,
okay.
Don't go into all the nitty-gritties at first.
Yeah, well understood.
Yeah, so at first you can just say, oh, I have a bachelor's degree, just enter it. I'm just going to assume that, I have a bachelor's degree. Have you earned a Canadian degree, diploma, or certificate? If you have, say yes, but if you haven't, of course, the obvious answer is no. Right. So official languages, so Canada speaks two official languages, or Canada has two official languages, which is English and French.
Okay.
So, which means that this question is going to ask you certain questions in respect to your English proficiency, your French proficiency.
All right.
Now, note that your French proficiency is not compulsory. However, it's a booster, to your points. Remember that this is a point-based system. It's a booster to your points, but it is not compulsory to understand French. If you understand French, thumbs up to you, respect, because what it means is that your chances have just brightened up a notch higher.
Okay.
So here it says Canada's official language is English and French. You need to submit language results that are less than 2 years old for programs under express entry. If English or French is your first language, that's if English or French is your first language. So let's assume that you just did. So this is based on assumptions right now. So it says that your TELS results less than 2 years old.
Okay,
I'm sure somebody
less than 2 years.
Yes, it has to be 2 years or less. So somebody's probably wondering, what do you mean? What test are you talking about? So to immigrate to Canada, you need to write a French test or an English test. All right. Either of them. These days, we are seeing more and more people writing both to boost their scores.
Okay.
And that's because a lot more people are advanced in age. And so because it's a points-based system, you lose 5 points for every new birthday that you earn, that you attain, right? For every new birthday that you attain, you lose 5 points.
5 points.
So some people make up for this 5 points by going ahead, or any other points by going ahead to, write the French test.
Okay.
Right. So the test that we're talking about here is Ielts. A lot of people may have heard of Ielts.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if you're looking to immigrate to Canada, you must have heard of Ielts. There's no way you cannot escape that, right? So Ielts. I believe it's ielts.org. I'm not 100% sure. Please do look.
Is it the same thing as IELTS?
Correct. Yes. That's
okay.
Yes. I believe it's ielts.org.
I wrote that too.
Yes, IELTS. Oh, you did that?
I did that. I was processing Canada at some point before my plan changed, actually.
Okay. Wow. That's
kind of have a change of plan. Yeah, go on.
Right. So your tests have to be 2 years or, maximum 2 years old. So we're going to say yes, because we're going to write the test.
Yes.
Which language test did you take for your first official language? I would say IELTS. There's different ones you can take, but mostly for those of us that come from, the Western part of Africa, it's usually IELTS.
Yeah, genau.
So you just have to come IELTS here. And then I'm just going to give you like the minimum points that you should be scoring here for you to stand a chance.
Okay.
For speaking, I would say 7.5 to 9. Pretty much, as a Nigerian, you would not have much problem with speaking. Like, that lingua franca is English already. Nobody's looking for your phonetics.
Your phonetics.
Or accent. No one is
looking people are listening now.
Yes. No one is looking for your phonetics. Don't go there and start doing. No one cares about that. Just speak as clearly as you can. The person that's, taking the test with you is most likely Nigerian like you, and they already know that you don't have the accent. So don't try to, make mockery of yourself.
My examiner was a Nigerian, actually.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a British accent.
Well, I mean, it goes without saying, a lot of Nigerians were born in UK, right? They grew up in UK. I mean, of course, because, of the relationship that both countries have, so it doesn't come to me as a surprise, but in most cases, in my experience, the person was purely Nigerian, and I've also seen someone who their examiner was a pure Caucasian. It doesn't really matter. That's not the point for the speaking. That's my point.
Okay.
They just want to know that you can communicate and you can, say what you want to say clearly.
Effectively, yeah.
Yes. So listening is another part. To be on the very good part for this listening, I would say a minimum of 8. Once you go to 7.5, your score drops considerably. So you want to make sure that you do enough practice tests to make sure that you're on the 8, wrong.
Okay.
Your reading, I would recommend between 8 and 9. As you go, you understand what these bands mean. Okay. And you would understand more. You can do a little more research about that. Then the next thing is writing. They just want to know that you can write. Most of us, and if you're a Nigerian guy, at least you can write. Someone is looking for you to write a TEDx kind of talk or something They just want to be sure that you can communicate clearly. Present tense, past participles, present continuous tenses, things like that. They just want to make sure that you can communicate. And then so that is that for that. So it goes on to say, do you have any other language results? Here is where you now say, yes, I do. But for most of us in Nigeria, we most likely don't have this.
We don't have
so you can just pass and you can just say no.
No.
Not applicable. Work experience. In the last 10 years, how many years of skilled worker experience in Canada do you have? In Canada, that's the key word here. If you've never lived in Canada, just go straight and say no.
No.
None or less than a year. If you've been in Canada, or maybe by chance you're watching this and you're still applying for your PR, you just need to come here and choose. If you've been here for 1 year, you've been working, just select 1 year. If you've been here for 2 years and you've been working, just select 2 years. Just come down and say none or less than a year.
As it applies.
Then, as it applies. In the last 10 years, how many total years of foreign experience do you have? This is for people that are currently in Nigeria looking for, how to immigrate. And a lot of us, you'll be amazed that a lot of people have 3 years or more experience at their job. So I'm just going to assume that, you've been working 3 years or more. Now, this 3 years does not have to be from a specific employer.
Yeah.
So you can take experiences from your different employers, maybe 6 months here, 1 year there, 8 months here, 2 months there. Just make sure that it is 3 years minimum.
Okay.
But I must say that the minimum that you can put here is 1 year.
1 year.
If you have gone to serve in NYSC, they will most likely have only 1 year.
That's true.
Fresh graduates, they most likely have only 1 year they've served, right?
Yeah.
But if they're not fresh graduates, they can go ahead and choose as it applies there. But for this scenario, I'm just going to base on 3 years or more.
Okay.
And then we can say, do you have a certificate of qualification from Canadian Provincial Territory? I'm going to say no in this case.
Okay.
And then additional points. Do you have a valid job offer? Just go ahead and say no, except you have a job. If you have a job offer, you will know that you have a job offer. So,
that's true.
You have a nomination certificate from a provincial territory. If you have this one, you would know. So I will also say no.
Okay.
You have a spouse or common law partner, if they will come with you to Canada, or have at least one brother or sister living in Canada. So what this does for you is, if you have a brother that lives in Canada, or a sister, or half brother, step sister, they are related to you parentally or parent-wise. So what's English? Please lend me. But as long as you are connected by blood, not uncle, not niece, like parental, adoption. Marriage, maybe stepbrother, stepsister. This gives you additional 15 points, to the system. But if not, go ahead and say no.
No.
Yes. So, and then here at this point, so it says calculate your score. All you need to do is calculate it and then scroll down. So your score, based on all the questions that you answered, level of education the age is giving you 105, level of education 120, and all that. Your total score will be displayed just below here. Your total score will be, no, I think I answered one question wrongly. Let me go back and make sure that. Do you have nomination certificate from the territory? No. Do you have a job offer supported? No. Okay. This is the wrong question I answered here. So it says, do you have a certificate of qualification from Canadian province? It's no.
Okay.
Right? Because if you have it, you would know that you have it. And then I
Yes.
can come back here and recalculate my score.
Okay.
So when I click calculate my score, it recalculates, and then it gives me my total points.
Okay. So how do we interpret this score now?
Yes. So I'm going to tell you how to interpret it. I still feel like I did not answer a question well.
Okay.
The score is like very high.
Okay.
But I know that it shouldn't be that high.
It shouldn't be that high.
Yes. I'm just going to go through this bachelor's degree. Have you independent degree? No. Yes. In which language did you test? Yes. Speaking. Okay. If so, which languages did you take? Not applicable. Work experience. None less than a year. Okay. 3, do you have a certificate of no qualification from Canadian province, territory? No, that's correct. Do you have a nomination certificate? This keeps going back to yes. I'm not sure why. It should be no. Let me make sure that I say no this time around. It should be no because you don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so this is the score for this.
Okay.
So it's 4.
That's why it was so high.
Yeah, so I knew it was so high because we answered no in certain questions, which is the situation of more than, at least to put it very mildly, more than 70% of people who want to immigrate from Nigeria.
Okay.
You most likely will be sitting around the score. So I must say something at this point.
Please tell us.
How you asked the question, how do you interpret this score?
Yeah.
Over the years, this score has been a point. It's been a source of joy to people around the world, as well as a source of unhappiness in that sense.
Okay.
And I'm going to explain why that is. Because it's a point-based system, the more of this score you have, the more your chances.
Okay.
Right? At the time that I moved, my score was higher than this at that time.
Okay.
But based on this scenario that we just played now, and this is just an average Nigerian's score, I can tell you that this score for today's express entry program is super low.
Super low, right?
Yes, like in terms of the requirements, all the people that you're up against, in the world trying to move to Canada and all that, it's a bit low. But this is the good news. You can boost that point. You can boost that point by a couple of factors. You just need to adjust certain things, and then you can actually boost these points. Let us pretend that this person decides that, okay, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and, get a master's degree, and that means that here they will no longer have a master's. They will just come and say master's degree. Okay. And then I just change that, and then I will just click.
You recalculate.
Yes, you just need to recalculate, and then it gives you a new score. See the difference?
Yeah.
40 whole points.
40 points.
Now yes, and I can tell you that if you are sitting at this particular score now, you are about okay. You're just okay. You're just okay right now. It's not off the top in that sense. This used to be like, wow, a few people used to have this. But given in the last 2 years and how events have changed in the world, and how things have changed so quickly and rapidly, this score is about good to go. You're just good to go, right?
Okay.
A bit longer, to get to that point where you get an invitation to apply. So what the Canadian government does with this point is that they look at this score and they say, okay, how many people do we have that has, this, let's say 450 and above. So that means that if you are sitting at 450 and above, that means that, once they send out an invitation to apply, you'll get an invitation to provide your paperwork. Okay. That is all these things that you said you have. You said you have 3 years work experience. You said you have a master's. You said,
you'll be requested to bring in all those.
Yes, all this. Yeah, yes. You'll be requested to bring in proof of all those things. And then, of course, there's a financial part to it. But what I've seen people struggle over the years is not the financial part. For most people, it's meeting the English requirements or, meeting the job requirements.
So not even the financial part is the main issue.
No, the financial part is a thing, but I know people that the money is not the problem. Like if everything that has to do with the process was just money, it wouldn't have been fair. And now I pretty much understand part of why the Canadian government kind of made it so, even though they didn't say it like that, but thinking about it now, like in retrospect, it's a very fair system. It's a merit-based system. So you can't say because, you have some money stashed away, you just use it to buy your PR, something like that, your way in. It won't be merit-based, and the skill that they're actually looking for, they would not get. Because people will just bring in their money and that's it. They will not get it. So, but based on skill and based on, merit and all that, and putting in the work, I must be honest with you, it's some hard work, but if you put in the work, you get the result. So I think we just touched the basic thing. I don't want your viewers to be very bored at this point.
No, definitely not. I believe this is quite educating and informative. So these are what people need. And like you said, the informations are there at the fingertips, but sometimes it takes people talking about it or people watching video for them to really know, okay, this is what I need to do about this information. So sometimes it's hard work to even convince people to go, okay, check this website. But I believe a lot of people have taken positive action into, okay, these are the information that I've listened to. People have discussed about this. Then it has prompted them to really act based on what they've watched or heard. So
Right. And it's actually my pleasure to have shine. If you feel like, you don't have the time to do it, you don't have time to process it, it's totally okay for you to pay an agent to do it. But guess what? I've also seen even people that have paid agents eventually doing some of this work themselves.
Yeah.
I'm not speaking for or against any agent. I'm just speaking based on experience.
Yeah.
You do not need an agent. If you ask me, take out some time. If you know that you're a very busy person, you work like, how Nigerian banks work. 4 a.m. to 12 a.m. or 12 p.m. or 11 p.m. or whatever you. If you know that you're that kind of person, I would say take some time to unwind. This is what I did. I was also practically busy, but once this becomes your priority, my own opinion is you begin to find ways to make it work. It's like any other thing you want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want it to work, you have to make it work.
Exactly.
And if you have to take a leave to really even understand what they're even talking about, take a day off.
It works.
This thing, let me even wonder, what are they even talking about? Because sometimes it comes across as Greek. Like, what are you guys talking about? Point B, this one, that one, money again.
Exactly.
Some people, even after qualifying for all the steps, when they get to the financial part, it's a hurdle. And I totally understand that. But guess what? You can plan towards it. You can save towards it. This is what we did over a span of 1 year, because you can't suspend your life. You have to live your life as is.
Life continues, yeah.
Life goes on. You can't say because you're planning to immigrate, you won't do anything. You won't do your work diligently at work. You won't. Maybe your engine for any reason. I personally had this experience. My car engine just decided to pack up on me on the road. I was just driving to work and I just heard this funny sound, just like that out of nowhere.
Wow.
And I'm like, what's going on? And before I knew it, my engine had packed up. And I had to change that engine. I won't say because, I'm planning to migrate and I just leave the car. And I see a lot of people do that. They just, pause their life and not do what they're supposed to do. Please do not do that. This process can take anywhere from 3 months to 2 years. Some people have been very lucky. They get it in a year, some people in 6 months, some people in 4 months, but please do not pause your life. Live your life the way it should be. Save up if you need to save up. Do whatever you need to do, if this is really what you want to do. Now, that's why I said initially, you need to first of all be convinced that you want to go for it, because it takes a lot of investment, time investment, resources.
For sure.
Yeah, you need to do a lot of research too. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I want to say at this point that it's been a pleasure to have you here, Charles.
It's my pleasure, man.
It is an eye-opener. So to me also, because I think with this information, I can even advise other people, because people just come and ask questions and they just want the easy way out. And I keep telling people, there's no easy way out. You have to put in the work. It takes the work. If this is something you want, you have to go for it. You have to put in the work. I've never had to engage any agent at any point, never. And people say, how do you do it? Are you an agent? I'm not an agent. Just like you rightly said. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, loud and clear.
Just like you rightly said, I take time. Sometimes when I go to work, I go with my laptop by my side with my internet, so that as I'm working with my right hand, I'm going through the information, I'm making the necessary application with my other hand. So you cannot pause.
Well, I won't advise you. I won't advise you to that.
Well, it might not be applicable to everybody, but I'm just saying,
yeah.
It was not encroaching on my job, because I just have few spare time that I can use to spam through, then get back to work. So people, what I just say is people should do what works for them.
Right.
And if it's something that you feel you want to do, then give it all it takes. But most or some people don't just want to put in any hard work just because they have some money. They want to just give an agent that is even going to complicate things for yourself if care is not taken. You understand?
Right. And Femi, you're very, very correct about what you just spoke about. I mean, it's deeply rooted in our system, right? Because people are used to that, I mentioned at the beginning that you have to learn to unlearn certain things.
Definitely.
The kind of culture in which we come from, we can pay our way through things. In the sense that, for example, you want to get your bulb fixed in your house, you would pay some guy down the road and say, come and fix the bulb for me.
Electrician down the road.
Yes, down the road. The guy comes, you pay him. The kind of system that we have, is you feel good when you pay for a service.
Yeah.
And that has unconsciously gotten into our mentality about how we deal with even personal decisions. So
exactly.
People, like you said, some people just want to hand you the passport and then you just return their visas to them. Exactly. Sorry, it doesn't work like that. If anyone promises you that, I'm sorry, you just got fleeced of your money.
Exactly.
That's it, right? I just don't even understand how you want to leave a country and go to another country and not research it. I don't understand it. And this is the root. This is what I mean. Okay. Are you there?
Yeah, okay. It was hanging. I can hear you now. Go on.
Okay, where did you stop? Where did you stop?
We're talking about people just want to hand in the money and you hand them the visa.
Okay, yes. So
you don't research.
So I'm just
going to travel, but you don't want to research where they travel.
Exactly. I mean, and it baffles me. It baffles me when I say people just want to up and leave. Just want to up and leave. I understand that you want to up and leave, but where you are living to is still Earth, right? It's still this world.
Of course.
So it will have its own set of challenges. It will have its own set of trials. It will have its own set of, all sorts.
Yes,
but
definitely.
Being informed and having that information to work with is key. So it's not just about the application. When you actually land, you have to actually learn new things. You can't just pay for someone to do things for you. In fact, not like you can't pay. By the time you pay once, pay twice, and you see the bill, you would know, no, I think I need to start learning how to fix my bulb myself.
Exactly.
I think I need to learn how to start doing certain things myself. Because they even earn higher than you, that you said you are IT professional or whatever,
Exactly.
You get what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's that culture of, let me just pay. I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that when it comes to especially Canadian immigration. I don't know so much about others, but I think it will be the same. Put in the work, show yourself approved, and bam, it will just come to you. And then you can testify if you want to go to church and testify. But you have to put in the work. Trust me.
Yeah, on that note, I think we've come to the end of today's particular show, which is basically about immigration to Canada, and you have heard from the horse's mouth. Mr. Charles Nwofo, thank you for your time.
It's my pleasure.
I hope whenever I call on you, you avail time to come on this show, then we can talk further, because it is inexhaustible. We can't finish all in a particular video or an episode. So thanks for your time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
So I will want to leave you to do other things so that we do not take much of your time today. And for those viewers that are still watching for the first time, please, if you're here for the first time, please hit the subscribe button, and please hit the like button also if you've enjoyed today's show, because we are here to get you all the necessary information that you need that might aid or help your decision making. So thank you so much. And to my viewers and my lovely subscribers, I thank you once again. It's been nice having you all here, and hope to see you by the next video. Drop your comments, drop your questions, anything you have in the comment section. And if you want to write me a direct email, my email, I will put it up there, olufemijulo@gmail.com. So you can send me an email, then we'll give you the necessary assistance as much as I can. So it's been a day today, and on this note, final note, I want to say goodbye. Take care of yourself and stay safe. Bye for now.